Good morning, everyone. I need a few minutes here to get it pulled up on my laptop so I can view what's going on. There it is. This was unplanned. I normally do my videos on Monday morning at 9 a.m. Good morning, Doris. But I am in the process of adding videos to my YouTube channel that I have neglected doing anything with. And so I determined that I'm going to get this learned. And I needed a sympathy card today. So I'm just kind of combining everything into one big grouping. So give me a moment to get this turned around. Oh, it's another dreary day here, Doris. Let's see what we got going here. All right, I'm out of balance here. Okay. Now, you guys, I am not a big editor. I am not going to go in and do a lot of editing. I am not even going to go in and try to get things where it's, all looks perfect and easy peasy. Oh, I am so glad you've got a sunny, bright day there. We're supposed to have a warmer day today and a sunny weekend, I believe. So I'm hoping I still have a half a dozen pots that have to be potted. So I wanted to share this card with you. This was one that we did on a group page where we embossed using the Pretty Flower embossing folder and inking it up. But the problem is I cannot transfer from my private group page to YouTube. And I thought I'm going to use this technique today, and I needed to make a sympathy card. Good morning, Kim. Nice to have you with us. And so thankful you're here for your summer vacation. It's already started, hasn't it? That's awesome to be out of school. All right, so I needed a sympathy card today. And please send the sunshine. That'd be great. I needed a sympathy card, and I wanted to do another one with that technique. And I needed something to blog about and something to put on YouTube. So guess what? I'm trying to work smarter, not harder. So I'm using the same card for the same technique for Facebook Live that I can post onto YouTube. So I'm getting there slowly but surely. So this is the card we're sending. Good morning, Chris. We had a lady that has come to our church, and her husband passed away this week. And I seem to go through more sympathy cards than anything. In fact, many times I will label, instead of sympathy, I will just label something like "you're in my prayers" or "thinking of you." And that way I can transfer it over into a sympathy if I need one really, really fast. So that's what we're going to do today, is just make this. And this is a stamp set called Hope and Prayers. Hope and Prayers. We don't always have a lot of religious stamps that come into the Stampin' Up! Catalog. And thank you, girls, for letting your apologies for her loss. We don't always have a lot of religious stamp sets. And it's kind of unusual because they are a very religious family. Shelley Gardner and her family, they're a very religious Mormon family. But they do on occasion put a couple, and there were two this year. There was this one, and there's one with a fish punch. And so this was one of the first things I grabbed because I'm always looking for any religious stamps that I can use for our card ministry and such. And so that was a definite one coming. So we're going to go on ahead and we're going to create this background image. And this background image is a very fun technique using the ink pad and a Stampin' Up! Embossing folder. Now, I will tell you that probably this is the best of our embossing folders right now in the catalog that will work with this image. You want something that's got a lot of flat edging to it that will take that ink. And so I think the gingham one would also be a nice one. I thought about using it, but I just really like this. So I just decided this is gonna be it. So we're gonna use fresh freesia. We're gonna start with fresh freesia, and I'm gonna just ink it up, and you're gonna watch how it just automatically takes on a whole different character with that ink added. And it washes off easy, easy, easy. Not a problem at all, okay? So there's our inked up page. And I'm gonna go on ahead and take my mat that I wanna ink it onto, and I'm going to put it on a 4 by 5 1/4 piece. I'm gonna bring it over and bring it down. Let me bring my machine in here. Well, where's my board? It was right there. Give me a sec, guys. It was right here, so it's probably under my computer. Holy crow. Oh, it's under this. Sorry. There it goes. All right. It was already in the sandwich. We run it through the die cut machine. And here is the image itself. Let me move the machine out of our way. Okay. So there it is. Just completely changes the whole character of this whole piece. I'm going to go on ahead and put this here. And then I won't have ink on the other side. All right. So this is going to be a fast card. I'm going to take 8.5 by 5 1/2, fold it at 4 1/4. And then I wanted a white mat for the outside. Good morning, Kathy. Nice to have you join us too. We're going to take the white. And I'm going to go on ahead and not put this on. I'm going to put this one on to the white. Make sure you put plenty of tape. When you have something that has a pretty embossed image, it really needs excess tape to hold it in place so it doesn't pull away. All right. Okay. Then I'm going to take the white crinkled ribbon. I really like that white crinkled ribbon. I think that is just really pretty. Easy to work with. And I'm not going to color it. I decided that I could have used fresh freesia ribbon. We have a fresh freesia sheer ribbon. But I think sometimes we need, when you're doing a monochromatic card, you can almost take it too far. You can almost be too monochromatic. So I decided that I was going to use the white ribbon instead. Okay. I'm going to come up with this a little higher. And I am not a big person on using lots of ribbon to go around. I am a saver because I see no purpose in adding those inches on the back of paper just so that I don't have to cut the ribbon down. So there's that. And I'm going to go on ahead now, and I can run, that ribbon is so thin, you can go on ahead and run adhesive over it, and it will help to lock it in so that it does not come out from the back of it. You can do this, Doris. I like to wing it. On one of these days, God's going to tell me not to wing anymore. He's going to say, you are done. Set your rump down. No more winging it. All right, so I have the inside, and I'm going to go on ahead and stamp it. And I have an image of a dove that I'm just going to put here. And an image of some greenery piece here. Just going to kind of go across it. And that's going to be my inside. So Jim was already on duty this morning. Her son called and he said, hey, one of my dogs has got some issues. Can you run him over to the vet? Yes. This is what our parenting is going to be now that we're home and retired. We get all of the little trips. Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And that's okay. I already know the girls are going to be coming down quite a bit this summer because of that. Yes, go for it. Doris, just give it a shot. Just go for it. Jump in and do it. So these are the deckled frames. I don't know how well you can see this. Let me turn it over and bring it up to the camera. The deckled frames have a torn edge effect, and it just has a real elegant effect. This was our effect on our wedding invitations 40 years ago. 40 years ago next week, that is. We had a torn linen effect on our wedding invitations. Very, very simple. I just loved it. I thought it was a very, very elegant and very, very understated, but elegant. So I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to take this deckled one here and I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on it. And then I'm going to go on ahead and take this off. Someone had posted, they were in church, and on the pew in front of them on one of the one of the Facebook posts, they said, they follow me even to church. And there they were, dimensionals. The dimensional paper was on it. I'm going to kind of come down here and just bring it down to the bottom corner like this. So I have about the same amount here. All right, then I'm going to take this one here. This is my smaller one. And I'm going to stamp it. And I'm going to use the ink, the image that says, you are in my prayers. So let me kind of get this lined up on the grid paper. You are in my prayers. I'm going to bring the dove and put the dove up here. And then I'm going to bring and put this little stamped image right here. I needed something to fill up those corners, okay? And I like small margins around and for my mats. I don't like large ones. So I would not have done this. I would not have put a fresh freesia mat followed by this one. It's too wide. I like small. Keep in mind, I use a lot of mats. So instead, I just simply went and measured my piece and I added a little bit of a fresh freesia mat right behind this, okay? 40 years, thank you, Doris. 40 years, Jim and I have been together, and I know for me it is the best 40 years I ever could have had. His grandmother actually set us up. I lived with his grandmother when I was student teaching, and she was forever introducing student teachers. She had student teachers that lived with her. She liked to rent out her upstairs apartment, and I was just one of the student teachers, and she introduced us, and it was 2 weeks before I was heading home. And it just 2 weeks, and within 2 weeks, we were already dating. And that was our connection. I should have moved that down a little bit. I'm going to leave it. It'll be fine. Okay, so now I'm going to change up the ribbon a little bit. I could have taken a fresh freesia marker, and I could have, I know, Kim, it's a hoot, isn't it? Not many people can claim. And when I went to turn my apartment key in to her, she's like, no, you might need it sometime. So I a lot of times I would come over and stay overnight at her apartment after, and I was the last one. So I could have used fresh freesia on the ribbon and changed it up. But like I said, I wanted the white, but I needed something else besides just the white bow. So I'm going to take a piece of the white baker's twine from the Essential baker's twine pack. And I'm going to use the brush tip. And I'm just going to slowly take it down about 12 inches. And I'm going to kind of rotate it, because what's happening is as you pull it, it will twist and turn on you. All right. And so some of it's going to get the ink and some of it isn't. And that's okay. I'm just coming down here. It also kind of gives it an ombre effect. I'm going to cut that off. Okay. And we're going to finish up my card. Need a little bit of the white for the bow also. So I'm going to take those and I'm just going to take my scissors and try to slide them in under the ribbon. And there they go. Yep. Good old Grandma Clara. Tie my ribbon, and when I do that, I should have a little bit of the blue string, or the fresh freesia string showing on my loops. So I still get a double loop or double bow loop effect. And I added that little purple, just kind of makes it pop a little nicer. Okay. And I'm going to go on ahead and clip my ends. And there's that. Nothing fancy, just needed a quick card and a perfect way to use that technique again. And then we have Opal in colors from last year's 2021-23 in colors. And Fresh Freesia is one of those colors. So, and I want you to notice, I've got my take a pick tool. Just gonna use that here. Not a fancy card, but a pretty card. And one that will be appreciated, I know. You know what? That one doesn't have adhesive. Just a minute. I'm going to go back here. Interesting. There's no adhesive left over here. I can always use that with a glue dot, so we'll just put another one this way. And there's my card. Very, very simple. Use the technique, and there didn't need a lot of die cuts. You don't need all that die cuts because you've got all of the other background going on, and that's enough. Let's that background be the showcase, okay? All right, so there's my card. There's my bow. I'm using it for my blog post today. I'm using it on the YouTube, and I have gotten multiple things out of this one card. So do me a favor. I think I have all of seven people on my YouTube channel. I need you to go in, if you would, please, and subscribe to it. I will not always be doing the videos from here over to YouTube. I will be doing some just directly to YouTube, but I'm in the process, and I learn best by repetitiveness. So go on ahead and just click on it and let me see it grow just a little bit so I can get more excited. I got excited when I had 7. I had 6 yesterday. I was like, woohoo, I don't have a clue who these people are. So anyhow, love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful Memorial Day weekend. God bless and take care. Bye-bye.